Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. The Read Live suite of programs contains Read Naturally Live, Word Warm-Ups Live, 1-Minute Reader Live, and Read Naturally Live Espanol. Read Naturally Live is our flagship program. The primary focus is fluency and phonics with additional support for vocabulary, spelling, and comprehension. Word Warm-Ups Live focuses on phonics with support for fluency, spelling, and phonemic awareness. Read Naturally Live Espanol is a Spanish language version of Read Naturally Live and is designed to help multilingual readers develop Spanish literacy skills. And 1-Minute Reader Live's primary focus is fluency with support for vocabulary and comprehension. 1-Minute Reader Live doesn't require teacher involvement. It's a structured, independent reading practice for developing readers of all ages. Today, I will explain how to log into Read Live for the first time, the Read Live navigation menu and homepage, adding or updating a school, adding staff, adding students individually, assigning Read Live licenses, and access to other Read Live programs, as well as the student's lead teacher, and how to create a student password report. And I'll also give you a quick overview of the Read Live help page. I'm going to leave my PowerPoint to do a quick navigation demonstration. When a Read Live account is set up, the main account contact will receive an email from noreply@readnaturally.com. In this email is a URL that you'll click on, and it will open our Read Live page, our Read Live login page. So you'll click on the staff member. You'll click on staff member login, and then you'll enter your 8-digit account ID that was in the email. You'll enter your user ID that was also listed in the email, and then you'll enter your temporary password. And then click login. When you log in for the first time, you'll be asked to create a new password. And then you'll verify that password. And then you'll be asked to set a security question. Then you can click on the orientation and resources page. This page will list what your role in Read Live is, account administrator, and it gives you your basic permissions for that role. So as the account administrator, you have global access to the account. If you want to see more about your permissions, you can click on this More About Roles, and it brings up a page which lists all the permissions per different role in Read Live. So now we're going to go to the main navigation menu, which is the 3 horizontal lines in the upper left corner. This is a drop-down list, which is the same as what you'll see if you click on the home icon, but the home icon lists all the different spots that you can go to in Read Live in tiles. And each tile will have bullet points with the specific tasks that you can do if you click on that tile. And the tiles that you see when you log into Read Live will depend on the role that you have in Read Live. So I'm going to click on the main navigation menu, the drop-down menu, and I'm going to go to Account and School Administration. This account license summary box lists the total number of licenses that you have in your account. It will list any available licenses, and it will give you your subscription end date. It also lists your account name and the main account contact. And you can also enable recording features on this page. And that's if your students want to do a recording so that the teacher can, when they're waiting for the teacher. Then over here, it lists the schools and licensing. When the account is first set up, it usually will have My School listed. So you can change that so that it's actually the name of your school by clicking on My School, which is in blue, and then you can change the name to the name of your school. Then you can update the licensing method if you want. If it's just a one school account, you're better off just keeping it as using any available licenses within the account. If you have multiple schools and there's budget, each school has their own budget and they pay for a certain number of licenses, you can update this so that that they can only use a certain number of licenses, and then save and close. If you want to add a new school, you just click add school. It will bring up that same page and you just enter the school name and check whichever reserve license method you want, and then save and close. And now we're ready to add staff members. So we'll go either to the main navigation menu, or this time I'm going to go to the home page and I'm going to click on staff member administration. And this is where I can add, edit staff members or reset staff passwords. Any staff member that will be using Read Live needs to have their own login information. So what you'll do to add a staff member is you'll click on this add staff member button. You'll enter the staff member's first name. You'll choose the role that you want them to have in Read Live, and this table has check marks for the different permissions that that particular role has. If you want to, again, if you want to know more about the permissions that the specific permissions that that role would have, you can click on learn more about roles and it opens up that page again. You just click the toggle button for what role you want them to have, then you would select the school. For teachers and Read Live assistants, if they'll be working in multiple schools, you can click on all schools. Otherwise, you would just click on the particular school that you want that teacher to be in. Then you would enter their email address. You'd verify the email address. And their user ID will default to first initial last name. Then you can click save and add another, or save and close. If a staff member, and once a staff member is set up in Read Live, they'll receive an email just like you did, that activation email with temporary login information, and they'll log in and change their password and security question. If a staff member gets locked out, you'll see that this button here is highlighted. If you click unlock, it will unlock their ID so that they can try and log in again. If they need a reset password sent to them because they don't remember their password, you just click reset and it will send them an email for them to reset their password, and that reset password email will be valid for 8 hours. So now we can add and license students. So from our drop-down menu or from the home page, we'll click on student administration. And then from the tiles that pop up, we're going to click student setup because we're adding students one at a time. So at the top here, we'll click on the add student tile, and any field for students, any field that has an asterisk needs to be filled in. Their status will be active. You'll choose their grade, and then you'll select the school that they're part of. Then you'll enter their student user ID, and a user ID needs to be unique. A lot of times schools or teachers will use their student's school ID or their lunch number. And the password does not need to be unique. It just has to be at least 3 characters. And then we can license the student. So we'll toggle to yes. And you can see that the student automatically has access to Read Naturally Live and 1 Minute Reader Live. If you want them to be able to use any of the other programs in Read Live, you'll just check that box next to that program, and you'll select their lead teacher. The contact information here is optional. If you want to be able, this enables the student's lead teacher to send progress letters and awards to the parent or guardian. And then we'll just save and close, or you can click save and add another if you have additional students that you want to add. So then once your students are added, if you need to run a password report, you can, from your main navigation menu, you'll scroll to the bottom and click on reports, and then student passwords. You can do one student at a time, or you can, if you click the top button next to the last name and then hold the shift key and click the bottom box, you can select all of your students at once, and then you'll generate report. It will give you the student name, the grade, their user ID, and their password. So now I want to show you how you can easily get to the help page from when you're on in your Read Live account. At the bottom left of the screen is a little help button. If you click on that, it will open a new browser tab and take you directly to our Read Live help page. On the left side of the page, you'll see several short videos to help you set up the account, to place your students, and working through the different programs in Read Live. On the right side of the page, we have valuable links to student teacher training, resources, webinars, and job aids. Each of our programs are separated by a box. You'll find a student's guide to Read Naturally Live training videos and a lesson plan. You'll also find a fidelity checklist and other helpful resources. At the top of our page, we also have a training tab. There's online courses for teachers that you can sign up for. This will ask you to set up an account if you haven't ever taken any of our online courses or placed an order. And then this is where you can find our webinars, and the student training videos are here. I also want to point out under the About Us tab is our blog, and during the school year we post about one blog a week. A lot of valuable information. If you're looking for specific information, there's tags at the bottom here or on the right side that you can click on to find something in particular. So that was a brief navigation and setup demo. If you have any questions after the webinar, please feel free to email me or call the 800 number. Michelle, do we have any questions?
Yes, I did have a question. Someone's wondering if you could review again the recording feature from the account level. If you could look at that one more time. They're
Sure.
wondering, I think there's a question. Yeah, right here. So yeah, that I is a good information link.
Yep. So if you click on this I, you can see that if you can enable the recording feature so that when your students are at the pass step in Read Naturally Live, they can do a recording for you if you're not available, so that you can pass them by listening to the recording.
And then I did have one more question about, can you turn recording off for individual students?
Yes, I might need your help here, Michelle.
Yeah,
I think it's in story options.
Yes.
So if I click I'm gonna click the box next to the student's name, and I'll click change story options, and
bottom
right here, I can uncheck this box here, and then make sure you save and close so that it's disabled.
See, here's a question. Can you have more than one account contact?
So you can have, there's only one main account contact, but you can have multiple account administrators in the account. But only one person will be the main account contact, and that's the person that will receive quotes and updates about the Read Live account. But you can have multiple account administrators within an account.
All right, I think that's the only other question we have at this time. I think we'll go ahead and wrap up here. I hope everyone got a lot out of the presentation. Just a reminder that we will be sending out follow-up emails with links to the webinar recording in about 24 hours. Feel free to share the recording with your colleagues. Please respond to the survey questions that appear on your screen after the webinar so we can continue to improve the educational experience for all of you and our future webinars. Thank you for your participation and enjoy the rest of your day.